to restore it, to control the two problems is the first one, humidity and temperature. Always I'm speaking about the effect for the archaeological building or archaeological material. The main effect it will be from the humidity and temperature. Even until now, when we are speaking about our houses, the main problem it will be in our houses is the humidity and temperature. And because of that, just imagine the effect for the balance from 1,300 years ago. So we are trying to control the humidity and temperature, but also we need to have a sustainability from that work. And because of that, we dependent about the natural things and the natural of the area to control that things. Because that we building the shelters here to be control little bit the humidity and temperature, and let's say like having a less effect from the temperature of Jericho. Because of that, we build the shelters here. But that shelter, it must be have two things. The first thing is make it removable. Why it's removable? Removable for two things. First thing is because like perhaps after 100 years there will be a new generation has a different idea, have a best solution more than us in this style. So because of that, they can remove it very easy and they can put in the new solution. This is the first idea. Second idea is don't have any effects for the original stones and to be under of the rule for UNESCO to be registered in the World Heritage. So it's very important for when we are starting to making a restoration is thinking about the visitor. So we are starting to thinking about all the visitor, all type of the visitor. One of that type, it will be the handicapped or who's need help or who's using the chill wheel. Also because of that, we're making the level for the way for the visitor smoothly. You can see it's coming like up smoothly until the highest point of the walkway. It's arriving to 2 meters high, 2.5 meters high. But it's making it smoothly, and we trying to putting the cab to using it will be very easy for the handicap to using the walkway, and they can putting the hands here. And this is bar. Actually, we are working and studying the main type of the floor of mosaic, and for that we're using many different ways to studying the floor for the mosaic. One of that way watching and supervising and see the challenge for the humidity and the temperature after we putting the shelter and the effect for it, because we want to choose the best material we can use it in the future for restoration and to have sustainability for it. And we have a small example for restoration. When we're speaking about the restoration for the, when we are speaking about the restoration in that part, you see it's looking not in perfect way, but actually this is already work a restoration for it, and we keep it as we found it. Even it's not in perfect way, it's not looking so good, but it's keep it as we found it. And this is very important for what? You can see how the stones destroyed the floor here. It's giving us idea and giving the visitor idea how the earthquake destroyed the mosaic, the floor of mosaic. Yes. See, in some parts the mosaic is changing to different level, and you can see the humidity, how is the effect it's making like a bomb and destroyed the carpet and making many level, because there is empty the second layer from the mosaic is making already separated from the tessera, and that's making like there's humidity inside, and that's humidity it will be destroyed the carpet. and because of that, you can see we putting like that area is danger area. Cannot anyone, even our worker, cannot cross that line and going inside because the effect for it. Here in Hisham Palace, you can see that there's many different materials. We have stones, we have mosaic, and we have also some part of a plaster. Like this is a plaster, it's part of the swimming pool here. This is the main swimming pool in the palace. We're speaking about it 20 meters long, 1.5 meters deep, and they was using the plaster to protect the water inside the swimming pool and don't have any leak from it. So because of that, we are speaking about here in Hisham Palace stones, mud brick, plaster, also the mosaic. There is a many different material. We have to deal with it to fix it and protect it, and it's a big challenge here in Hisham Palace. And one of the things we are using, and one of the technique we are using for restoration the main floor of mosaic is the most important part is documentation. For documentation, we are in this time we are starting to using laser scanning. That's laser scanning is just for restoration the main floor of mosaic is the most important part is documentation. For documentation, we are in this time we are starting to using laser scanning. That's laser scanning is just imagine that machine is giving a million of point by laser, and each point give you where exactly it is, and that is to register where is exactly the place. And by this is scanning, we scanning first time, and we scanning after 6 months, and we scanning after 1 year. So each 6 months we are scanning to see what the difference between the first one and the second one, to know where is exactly the point is have a change. And after that we will supervise that point and try to fix it. Actually, when we are speaking about the type of restoration, when you are working, you can see there is some concrete in the middle of the column. And that concrete, it's happened in the Jordanian type. For this is time as an archaeologist and as a specialized for restoration, and this is time, this is unacceptable. We cannot using the cement or the concrete by this is type of way. But actually, it's happened in 16s when it was under of the Jordanian control, and that was in that time perhaps it was the only solution for them to restore it and to protect the columns. But actually, it's bad example for restoration. When we are starting to work here in the palace, we are start thinking about it, what we can do about that cement and what the solution we can use it. You can see here, it's have a small part in the middle, they're using the concrete and the cement, but in some columns, like that one, is completely using the concrete. But it's very bad example for restoration, but still, when we are start to think about it, is coming, it was building in 16s by Jordanian, in the Jordanian time, and actually, yes, it's bad example for the restoration, but it's also part of the history for the palace. So even it's bad example, but still part of the history for the palace. So at the final, we take a decision to keep it as we have it, as a part of the history for the palace. And now it's coming to be example for the bad restoration. Also, we can use it to explain for our students.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. For the site, when they are founded in 1936, actually they are founding the floor of mosaic as in the picture, without any columns. And all the columns here, it was done by restoration in the Jordanian period. and it was opening for the visitor in that period. But actually, when they was opening for the visitor, they start to see some effect for the mosaic, and the mosaic start to lose it because there is no shelter in that time. There is no solution to control the humidity and temperature until they are taking the decision to return it under the ground. What I mean to return it under the ground, they already returned it and cover it by a sand to protect it from the humidity and the water and all these things. They put it under the ground or under the sand, covered by the sand, until we have a project through cooperation with the Japanese government and JICA, and after that they retained it and opened it for the visitor, and we trying to have a solution for all the problem we have here. In the corner, you can see there is equipment there. It was using to register that equipment. It's using for register the light and the humidity and the temperature for this room. And in each part of the hot bath and the reception room, it have that type of sensor, because we registered all the information and study that information to choose the best solution for it. هذه أجهزة حساسة بتراقب different size for the tessera here and the different size for the mosaic, and this is give us exactly idea about how much it's important. And you can see the size for it is making you when you are looking to it, you can see how they are controlled the colors, until you are thinking this is not stones, it's like a painting. But that's because they're using very small size for the stones and very small size of tessera to control each details in the carpet. The Hisham Palace, actually one of the main things to be attractive the visitor, and it's one of the responsibility for us as a Palestinian in general, and for you as a student, to be speaking about the palace and how much is important for our heritage. And we are speaking about it's part of our identity as a Palestinian. So it's very important for the students to understand our identity and which heritage we have it in Palestine, and what our heritage here in Palestine. It's very important for us to understand it and to speak about it. And it's very important to using the media and all the social media and on the media in general to attract for visitor, because